All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Martinson. I am the director of FYOP, and very glad that you are joining us on this Google On Air live hangout. I have with me today a couple of very special friends, Josh and Rachel, who I am going to let introduce themselves here in a second. But just to give you an overview tonight, if you weren't on the original Google Hangout we did last week, we basically gave an overview of the program and then the key pieces of the program, and then let you guys meet some students as well as our staff with FYOP. And we recorded that and sent you guys the link. If you haven't seen it, let us know. We are happy to send that out again. And we have a couple others that we've made from previous years to give you a good feel for what students have to say about the program and that type of thing. But tonight, we are specifically going to talk to two mentors in the program and let them speak about the experience of mentoring and what the students' experience is like, and then just ask them some general questions about Moody. So if you can see, we've got a Q&A option here for you. If you want to type in a question while we're talking, feel free. If you're watching the recording, obviously no point to ask a question because we will not be answering them after this live session. But for those of you watching, feel free to type in questions and we'll answer those at the end here. And then feel free just to, if this sparked any interest or questions with you that you think of later, just contact Distance Learning and we can answer those questions as well. You can also email our special FYOP email address at fyop@moody.edu. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the two wonderful people I have here. Rachel, why don't you say hi and introduce yourself real quick?
Okay, hi, my name is Rachel Hargis, and I am a mentor with FYOP. This will be my 5th year mentoring students, and I also work administratively in the program. So if you email FYOP, I will be the one answering you. So I wear a few different hats, and I obviously love the program and think it's absolutely phenomenal since I've been with them for quite some time now. So that's me. Oh, I graduated from Moody in 2014 with a degree in Ministry to Women.
Beautiful. And Josh, why don't you say hello?
Hello, my name is Josh Wahlberg, and this is my 3rd year that I've been able to work with the FYOP program. I'm going into my 2nd year as a mentor with FYOP. I will be graduating actually from Moody in a little less than 3 weeks, so I get to look forward to that. But I've been a mentor this last year with FYOP, working with a group of guys as they do their long-distance studies for their 1st year online.
Beautiful. So why don't, Rachel, you just start and share a little bit about what is the mentoring piece of the program and how exactly does it work for those who may not be familiar with it yet and seeing those details?
Yeah, so the mentoring component of FYOP is something that's unique to our program. Not many academic programs will give you this element. So basically what we do is each of you will be assigned to a mentor. If you're a girl, you'll be assigned to a female mentor. Guys are assigned to guy mentors. And usually there are about like between 6 and 10 students assigned to one specific mentor. So you'll have a little group of students and they're all assigned to the same mentor, and so sometimes you'll interact with those students as well in your little like small group. But then on top of it, every other week you will have some sort of contact with your mentor. Usually it's like something like this where you're doing a video chat. Sometimes it's by phone, but either way you'll get to talk to your mentor every other week. And we'll just talk to you about a variety of things. Really, we're like kind of the first line of defense for any questions or issues that you have. But on top of that, we'll help you discern your calling. We'll talk about, you know, choosing what you want your ministry focus to be, and help you through your internship, answer questions, help you with academic issues. Really, kind of anything you can think of, you can probably take to your mentor. And so we really are just here to serve you guys and to help you through this transition year, because it's going to be a challenge, but it'll be really rewarding, and so we really want to walk alongside you guys in that process. So that's kind of the gist of the mentor program, and I know it's been a blessing to a lot of people and a lot of students. So.
Yeah. Very good, absolutely. Very well said and summarized. Josh, I would like to hear a little bit from you as someone who has done this for a couple years, is a student currently at Moody. What do you think the overall benefits of having a mentor are? Obviously, from the guys you've worked with, the benefits of being in FYOP. You're obviously most of them a freshman or a freshman at Moody, and doing FYOP and then coming to main campus. How do you feel like the mentoring piece of the program just helps walk alongside them and help prepare them for their time here on main campus?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, there's a lot of ways that a mentor benefits them, and one of the ways is just that all the mentors that we currently have gone through the program at Moody, so they have taken the classes, they know the ins and outs of the different majors, they know not only what the curriculum looks like online, but they know what to expect once they get here. And so it's neat just to see the guys as they go through their first year and as they kind of are intimidated a little bit of everything that's going to come at them for the next 4 years. And as a mentor, you just get to kind of help them see kind of the big picture. You get to walk through that first, syllabus shock that you get the first time, and you get to talk through maybe even planning out like a schedule. I know that with several of the guys that I worked with, we've set up calendars because since you're not here with all the other freshmen on campus for the first time, there's some things that you might need to work through with someone else. And so as a mentor, I was able to make calendars with some of the guys, and we got to plan out what scheduling homework looked like, what planning for future assignments looked like, and things of that nature. And so on an academic side, it was nice to have someone that you could call or you could text. I mean, they text me whenever they need kind of help on the academic side.
Yeah.
So that's one aspect of it. And then on the total other aspect of it, you have a friend who is there for you. If you need encouragement, if you need spiritual encouragement, if you are getting overwhelmed, I mean, we value praying with you. We value, checking in and seeing how you are developing throughout the year. And so there's just that friendship level as well that you can build throughout that first year together.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. I think it's just profitable to point out that while people assume that you come to Moody and have an amazing group of community and mentors and that sort of thing involved in your life, while that can happen, it's not necessarily an automatic thing. And Moody doesn't pair you with someone as you transition to campus, and that's something that you kind of organically seek out. There's a lot of great resources when you're on campus, but one of the things that we felt as we were designing the FYOP program was that if a student, as their first year, never doing it online before, and ultimately wanting to transition to main campus, one of the things we felt was going to be a huge piece of that process and that could really help them is having that Moody person that's walking alongside them the whole year, and whether that means that you're simply a resource to help them with going through the drama of feeling like you're failing your first class, or the friendship issues that you're having, or figuring out what I'm going to do for an internship and how this is going to relate to my future Moody career, whatever it is, having someone really that's just there for you regularly, talking with you regularly, and getting involved in your life in such a way that you're not just out there isolated and alone. As much as it may feel like that at times, doing online for the first time, you really will have someone that gets to know you. I really enjoyed when I was mentoring just the reality that when these kids came to campus, they knew a face, and they would still come to me. They were still texting me for things, because it's not like they just automatically had someone they'd go to. We had a built-in relationship that we had established, and we continued. I got to meet with them a number of times while they were here on campus until they kind of transitioned into things here, and that was really neat. I felt like it helped them acclimate, and they were able to throw things off of me, and from everything from like their work life to, hey, I don't know if I can manage this. I was going to go on this trip or get involved in this kind of leadership role at church. You think that's a good idea? Or just anything from classes or or just general struggles. I was talking with them about their family dynamics and things they were processing, to to just shooting the breeze about the sports over the weekend. It was really a special thing where the mentor is really just there to develop a friendship alongside them that can really benefit the person, academically, spiritually, and along any other lines that they need throughout the year. Rachel, transitioning to you and maybe a story, I'd like to hear from you. What's an example of some of your favorite kind of things that you got to experience through a student at a distance as a mentor, with just what they were doing? Maybe just an example or two about what are some of the things that a student got to do during FYOP that they couldn't have done here, that you got to kind of partner with them with at a distance as a mentor and got to benefit and watch it unfold.
Yeah, so I have a couple students this year that are coming to mind just right away. I have one student who actually, she lives in India, and so she ended up doing her internship with International Justice Mission out in India, and she's been basically working in orphanages and in the offices with the American interns and stuff like that. And so it's been really cool to be able to partner with her in that and just kind of help her process through, like, what her calling is and how this fits into what her future major at Moody is going to be, and things like that, which is just, it was really a privilege for me because I've never gotten to experience anything like that. And so it was just kind of a unique opportunity to be able to, like, talk with her about what has been going on in her life, which is just, like, so vastly different than what's going on here. So that was the one that was really, really cool. This year, I've had other students who, honestly, like, I've just developed really great friendships with them. There are always, like, a couple students in my group that, we just kind of click. I have a student who, since I'm still on campus at times, like, I'll see her a lot and we'll grab lunch, and she was my student 2 years ago and we've remained friends and things like that. So it's really cool to, like, see them and how they're always, like, really excited and, like, we are able to, like, stop and chat and just catch up and stuff. So it's really nice when those relationships kind of happen organically, and they always know that, like, I can be a resource to them, and so I will kind of still sometimes get questions, like, even students that are actually about to graduate that I had in, like, my first mentor group, I'll sometimes hear from them and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, what do you think, which is just such a privilege to, be able to speak into their life after years of not being, like, a formal mentor. So I think that's something that's really, really cool for me. There are a lot of times where I'm like, I get to do this for my job, like, this is this is beyond awesome. So yeah,
that's fantastic. Very cool. Josh, would you share with me a little bit about the dynamic of how mentors have the access in the admissions process to really be that champion, that voice for the students to the admissions committee when we're, when they're putting their best foot forward in terms of applying to the campus for the following year. Most students, if you don't know already, FYOP, regardless of the year, if you get through the year completing the courses in good academic standing, you are in a much better place with Moody moving forward than you ever were without FYOP. Moody loves FYOP students. Moody students thrive after doing FYOP on campus, and they're just being very successful. I love seeing them all. There's hundreds of them swarming the campus that have done FYOP in the past. But one of the neat things is, from an admissions perspective, again, none of us are on the admissions department committee making the final say in that, but we do see well over 90% of the students that finish the program that want to come here come to Moody. But part of that process is the mentors really get to know them, and they're able to vouch for the students and to speak on their behalf, because, hey, I know this student. The admissions committee is not simply looking for a really good GPA, while that's obviously really important. A lot of it is looking for, is this student really called to ministry, because Moody is set apart to train students that want to go into full-time work in serving the Lord full-time as a calling. So, Josh, would you share just a little bit about kind of where you fit in as the admissions team looks to you as a mentor when they have maybe like a question about a student, and specifically with their call to ministry, how you were able to speak into that with a relationship with a student?
Yeah, one of the hard parts about the admissions process in general is that we can't interview every student that wants to apply. And so a lot
Yeah.
of times students, when they apply, are just an application, and it's an essay, and we go over all of them, or the admissions board goes over all of them. And so they don't get to know them, personally. And so as a mentor, when you get a mentor, you are given that relationship side of it. And so as a mentor to my guys, I'm spending a whole year with them. I'm talking with them on the phone. I'm Skyping with them. We're emailing back and forth. And so I see a pattern as they progress through their classes, as they progress through their internships, working in their churches, and seeing how they're growing. And we're gaining friendship, and we're gaining trust, and we're praying together. And so when it comes time again in the spring for the reapplication process, I'm able to go to the admissions board and say, at least I'm putting my full backing, behind this student, and here's why. This is the steps that they have made in the last year to cultivate a heart for full-time ministry, for ministry work in a variety of fields. And I know specifically now, after creating that relationship with them, what that looks like. I know maybe where their heart is geared towards more, and as they go through that reapplication process, I'm able to kind of help them articulate a little bit more, what that might look like, and how to, get really specific with their essays, and so it's a vital help, because most times when you're applying to a college, you don't have a mentor from the school. They're kind of rooting you on and giving you pointers. And so I mean, that's my goal with all of the guys that are in my group as a mentor. I want to back them up, and I want to make sure that the admissions board knows that I'm giving my full backing for them, and even just checking in throughout the year. Like you said, GPA is not the only thing we're looking for, but it's important. And so I know that my guys want to end up at the end of the year with a strong GPA and do well with their classes, and so I'm able to constantly be checking up with them as well. If their grades are slipping a little bit here, I want to be on that, and I want to be pointing that out and encouraging them. So just all around the whole process, having a mentor as far as the reapplication process to Moody goes is vital. It's really important.
Very good. Very good. So I'd like to transition a little bit and go back to you, actually, Josh, and share a little bit about just your view overall of what the FYOP program is in comparison to main campus and even Spokane. And just wanted you to share a little bit about your background being in Spokane for just a year, right? And then now being on campus, being with FYOP. Those that are going to be watching this video are obviously those that considered Spokane, want to come to the main campus, and are leaning towards, or at least wanting to get all the info possible about FYOP. Can you give them just a little bit of an overview, comparing, reality, pros and cons, someone who's experienced all three Moody main venues, and just the core dynamics and strengths of FYOP now that you've experienced all those different venues?
Yeah, as like you said, I chose to go out to Spokane when I was a freshman and have finished up my studies here on the main campus. But thankfully, the last 3 years working with the FYOP program, I've been able to see in depth what it looks like, and it's only grown and it's only gotten stronger. They have the people working behind the scenes with FYOP have really designed a coursework and have designed a first-year schedule that is really optimal. The classes that you guys are going to be taking for your first year are the best classes to get out of the way online. They're classes that you can take the time to do them well, to learn them well, and when you get on campus a year later, you have gotten a lot of your gen eds out of the way. You've gotten a lot of your core classes out of the way. You've gotten Old Testament, New Testament survey out of the way, which are really, really big stepping stones into whatever program you'd be studying at Moody. And to have a mentor in that process, you don't get that when you go to Spokane. And like Christian said earlier, you don't get that when you go to the main campus. And so you get someone to kind of walk through those core classes with you. And one thing that we have noticed with students who do the FYOP program, I'm an RA here on campus now, and so I actually have 5 FYOP guys that have come and lived on my floor just after meeting me and getting to know me through the program. And hands down, the students who have spent their first year online by far have a work ethic that exceeds students who just come onto campus straight out of high school. As you guys are pushing yourself online, you are learning how to, like I said before, schedule everything out for yourself. You're learning how to pace yourself. Your work ethic increases, tenfold because you don't have a professor, reminding you every day what's due. You gain a lot of responsibility and a lot of maturity really quickly, is what I've seen so far in FYOP students.
Yeah, very good. Now that kind of bleeds in perfectly to the next thing I want to kind of start to close with, and that is now looking forward to kind of what the year looks like. Rachel, would you share a little bit about just how the process of setting a schedule and getting a feel for what life is going to look like as an FYOP student? We've got a big, fun week called orientation that we do at the end of the summer. This year it's going to be July 27th to 31st, 2015. And we bring the students on to the campus for a week, Monday through Friday, here at Moody, to do orientation, to distance learning, to Moody, to each other, to our staff, to get to know each other and that sort of thing. But how have you seen that really strengthen the students' overall experience for the year when they're able to do that? Just as a caveat, students do not have to come to that. We understand students are all over the world and the globe, and as well as having jobs and commitments and that sort of thing. So we do have an online orientation, but in terms of those that can make it, there's no added cost besides just getting here to campus for the week. We cover all the other expenses. But Rachel, could you speak a little bit about just the benefit of the orientation week, what it looks like, your perspective from a mentor of how it strengthens the student and prepares them for the year? And then I'll follow up with a question after that.
Yeah, so orientation's really fun, first of all. So there's reason number one that you should come. I'm telling the truth. It's really fun. So the cool thing is that, like, not only are you getting a ton of information, so you're going to sit in an informational sessions for a lot of the day. You'll hear from a lot of us staffers on, like, just different aspects of the program, and we'll get all your questions answered right off the bat, which is just really great and helpful. But on top of that, you get to meet, like, all of these other students who are in the same boat and are doing the exact same program, which is just really great because you interact with these students on discussion boards online for all of your classes and also for FYOP. And so you have all these different places where you're interacting with them online, and it's just a heck of a lot easier to interact with them after you've already met them. And so it's not just like, oh, I see this random name on a discussion board and I feel like they usually agree with me, so I'll agree with them. But, like, you're like, oh, I met that person on campus and I know her background and what her family life is like and what she wants her major to be, and, like, she was my roommate, you know, on the summer orientation. So there's just, like, a lot of community that happens just, like, really quickly, which is really helpful for you guys. And additionally, you get to spend a lot of time exploring Chicago. And so we set up a lot of really cool outings for you guys, different things. Like, in the past, we've done cool stuff like a little cooking lesson in Chinatown, and we've gone to museums and just a bunch of different stuff all over the city. And so you really get to kind of get acclimated to Chicago and just really hang out and have a good time. So honestly, it just really helps to, like, set up the whole year for you guys, because it's like this really nice, like, charging energy boost for, like, all right, here you go, now you're off to the races with your classes. And so it's a really great starting point, and it's just, I know that students that have done it have really appreciated it because it helps to build that sense of community. And since we also have an optional spring on campus week, which I'm sure, Christian, you're about to talk about, it sets that up really nicely as well. Most people come back both weeks. So. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very well said. Yeah, it's just something we want to encourage everyone, if it's at all possible, to come to orientation. Every year we have students that end up saying, if I only knew now here, 3 days in the orientation, if I only knew what I know now when I was making my decision, it wouldn't have been so, difficult of a decision, or it wouldn't have been so kind of anticlimactic. Students are just completely envisioned, charged. They feel knitted in. They feel a part of something. They feel like it's real, and they feel a lot more comfortable and encouraged and confident about starting the year when they're able to come here and meet us and meet each other and have us walk them through what the year can look like and really give them an idea of what they can do creatively to make this one of the best years of their lives. It's always amazing to me how students end up doing things they never would have done or even thought about doing until they were in FYOP. We have everything from students that, okay, they look and say, oh, I'm doing FYOP. Now, what can I make out of that? And they plan some amazing, cross the ocean type of experience and do something really cool. Other students are like, okay, what am I going to do now? And then it takes them a while, and oftentimes it's the mentor that helps them, like, hey, let me give you some ideas what others have done, what I would do, now that, okay, you might be living still at home with your parents in the basement doing work, but you have a lot of options to make this a really cool year, whether that's taking on a different kind of role in leadership at your church to taking advantage of going on trips, whether that's missions trips or just fun trips. We had a couple girls go on spring break together in Florida over March that just became friends during FYOP. They lived a couple states apart. They were not next door, and they just hit it off and are meeting up and doing fun things because they can, because your classes are online, which means you can do them anywhere, which is kind of amazing. And so students are doing some great things. They're getting full-time jobs. Some of them, we don't tell you that you have to get a full-time job, but we have found that actually students that work and do ministry at church or in some other type of organization and are doing class are actually more successful than the students that just go like, oh, I'm just going to take the year off, sit in my basement, and play PlayStation and do my classes. Those students usually actually do worse than everyone else. They're late on assignments, and they're bored and discouraged and isolated and alone. So we're encouraging students to make the most of your year, to get involved in stuff beyond just your classes, and use this as an opportunity to make it a really exciting and pivotal part of your entire maturation process and coming into the fullness of what the Lord has for you in your life and your ministry call. And the mentors are really there for you to help kind of process, get ideas, and make the most out of your circumstances there, wherever you're at. So, yeah, we're excited to have each and every one of you even considering the program at this point. And we want you guys to continue to dialogue with us. Let us know anything you're thinking about and questions and ideas and things of that nature. I've already talked with several students that are wondering about different types of internship or experiences that they can do with FYOP. So if you're on the fence of, oh, can I do this or whatever, please give us a call, and I'd be happy to talk to you, or one of the mentors can talk with you as well. But we're all available and willing to kind of help you process that and see what the year can look like. But I think we're going to close it from here. We're going to send out the link to this, but when you watch it, I'm going to actually send out a YouTube link. You're going to see a couple other clips of previous FYOP Hangouts that we've done that have some other students and other kind of viewpoints to look at if you're curious at what others have had to say about the program. But tonight's main dynamic was the mentoring piece, and I think these guys did a great job of giving you a little bit of an idea of what that looks like. So we're going to wrap it up from here. You guys have any final thoughts or things you'd like to share before I close it out?
I just want to say that, like, if you're still on the fence about FYOP or you have questions or concerns, like, please don't hesitate to contact one of us. We would love to chat with you about it. Honestly, I think there are a lot of, like, preconceived notions or misconceptions about online studying and what it looks like, and not many students, actually I don't think any students that I've had have been disappointed with their year. So we have a lot to share and we have a lot to offer. So if you're curious about different things, or you're on the fence, or you have questions, like, please don't hesitate to ask and talk to one of us. So
absolutely. Josh, final words?
Yeah, I really want to echo what you say as far as that this can be a year where you can get a lot of things done. You can get involved with a lot of stuff. I know that the direction your life might be heading might not have been exactly what you have planned. God might have thrown, a curveball into what you thought was going to be your direct future after high school. And so just take this as an opportunity, pray about it. There's a lot that the Lord can do through this year that you would have never planned on your own, that you would have never imagined on your own. The freedom to go places and to follow His will. This could be a really huge stepping stone. So I would just consider that. Pray about it seriously, and we would love to talk more to you about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you can probably hear the sirens going behind me. Tis the reality of doing Google Hangouts in a coffee shop in Chicago. But yeah, we're here for you guys. We're already just privileged and honored to have you guys considering the program. We recognize you as students that we want with Moody and to stay with Moody, and FYOP has been a phenomenal resource and program that has helped students transition into main campus and really thrive there even more effectively than a lot of the students that go there their first year. And we're excited to have you. So if you have questions, please let us know. Moody.edu/FYOP is our website, and then you can also email us at FYOP@moody.edu, and we look forward to talking to you guys soon. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we will see you in July on campus at orientation. Bye-bye.